Have you ever waited for something for weeks, only for it to never come? Not a package. Not a check. I mean something that touches your soul, a moment that makes you feel seen. I was waiting on a promise. From my own son. What I didn't know then was that my 75th birthday would become the beginning of a revenge story I never planned, but deeply needed. I had been looking forward to this birthday for months. Not because I wanted gifts or a big party. I've never been that kind of woman. But this year felt different. My son, Darren, said he had something special planned, a family trip. "Pack your Sunday best, Mama," he told me back in February. "We'll handle everything else." It was the first time in years someone had planned anything for me. And I believed him. I wanted to believe him. Since Thomas passed, I hadn't seen the beach, hadn't gone anywhere but church and the grocery store. I didn't need much. Just a little sun, a little joy. So I bought a purple suitcase. Brand new. Tag still on. I placed it by the door. Like hope with a handle. I packed slowly. My hibiscus print sundress, my Sunday sandals, and Thomas's old handkerchief, for comfort. That morning, I curled my hair, put on lipstick, and cooked a full Sunday meal from scratch. Fried chicken, macaroni, candied yams. And I laid out the good china with the gold trim. Darren had said he'd stop by that evening if the trip got delayed. So I set the table for 5. Me, him, his wife Celeste, their daughter Imani, and maybe Malik, the boy next door, if they brought him a plate. By 5 o'clock, the food was warm and ready. By 6 o'clock, I started to worry. By 8 o'clock, the candles had melted halfway down. By 9 o'clock, I sat in silence, staring at empty plates. A single birthday card from the corner store still standing on its own. I whispered to no one, maybe they forgot. But deep down, I didn't believe that. I just didn't want to accept the truth. Not yet. That night, I didn't sleep much. I blew out the candles. Wrapped the leftovers. Folded the sweet potato pie in foil like it still had a purpose. My blue floral dress, the one Thomas always said made me look younger, went back on the hanger. And the purple suitcase stayed by the door. Still full. Still waiting. Like I was. The next morning, I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at nothing. The silence in the house wasn't peaceful. It was hollow. I shuffled into the kitchen. Made tea I didn't drink. Opened the fridge. Stared at food I couldn't eat. Around noon, there was a knock. 3 soft taps. It was Malik, standing there with a plastic bag of lemon dish soap, something I'd mentioned in passing weeks ago. "Picked this up for you, Miss Ruth," he said with a smile. I let him in. Wiped the counter just to keep my hands busy. He picked up my phone from the table. "You still having trouble with this thing?" "Always," I chuckled. He tapped a few buttons, and then froze. "Miss Ruth, didn't you say your son was planning a birthday trip for you?" I turned slowly. He said it was postponed. "Why?" He hesitated. "I follow your granddaughter on Instagram." And then he turned the phone around. There it was. A white hotel. A beach. Darren, Celeste, and Imani sitting under a big umbrella, holding fruity drinks, wearing matching Adebayo family getaway shirts. Posted the night before. On my birthday. I didn't speak. I just stared. Photo after photo. Cocktails. Laughter. Imani showing off a gold bracelet, captioned, "No drama. Just joy." Not one word about me. "I thought you knew," Malik said softly. "It's not your fault," I replied. But something inside me tore. Not loudly. Just like fabric you've worn for years that suddenly rips when no one's looking. They hadn't forgotten me. They had chosen not to remember. No call. No message. They toasted a new chapter. While I sat at a table with 5 empty chairs and a heart full of ache. The next morning, the purple suitcase still stood by the door. Still packed. Still hopeful. But I wasn't. I moved slowly, like my body had forgotten how to move without purpose. I opened the fridge, saw the pie, the yams, the fried chicken I'd seasoned just right. I closed it again, couldn't stomach a bite. And that's when I realized. It wasn't just that Darren lied. It wasn't that they left me behind. It was that I was never part of the plan. They hadn't forgotten me. They had erased me, cleanly. The trip, the drinks, the shirts. None of it was ever meant for me. That night, Darren came by. No flowers. No cake. Just a white paper bag with one slice of red velvet cake. Like a leftover apology. "We brought you this," he said, placing it on the table. I looked at the cake. Then at him. "This what you brought back from Mexico?" He hesitated. "Oh, so you saw the photos?" I nodded. "We didn't think you'd want to travel that far. You get tired easy." I said nothing. Because what do you say when your own child looks you in the eye and tells you plain and simple, you were never part of the plan? The week after, the lights started flickering. The power bill was higher. Groceries cost more. My checkbook didn't match my memory. That's when I remembered what Malik said about a woman at the senior center. Used to be a judge. Now helps women like me. Her name was Madame Diarra. She came the next day. Tall. Sharp. Graceful. She shook my hand like we were equals. "Miss Adebayo, I hear you're needing some clarity." I nodded. Just a bit of help. I may have let my son handle too much. She didn't judge. She opened her tote bag, pulled out a laptop. "Mind showing me your online banking?" I forgot my password twice. But once we got in, my heart started to race. Withdrawals. Transfers. Charges labeled consulting, travel, jewelry. All going to a second account. Tens of thousands. Gone. He said he was helping me. Madame Diarra didn't blink. He's helping himself. This isn't management. It's theft. It didn't stop there. "Do you own this home outright?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "Paid off for over a decade." She checked the deed. And what popped up? Knocked the breath out of me. The name on the title wasn't mine. It was Darren Adebayo. Filed 10 months ago. With a digital signature. Mine. Except, I never signed anything. I stared at that screen like it had slapped me. Diarra laid her hand on my wrist. "This is forgery. Power of attorney abuse. And sadly, it's common." He hadn't just taken my money. He'd taken my home. The place where I rocked him to sleep. The porch where Thomas kissed me goodbye for the last time. He took it. Like it was his. But I didn't yell. Didn't curse. Didn't even call him. I just sat in the quiet. And I knew. I wasn't asking anymore. I was taking my power back. The next morning, I called Diarra. "I'm ready." We froze the accounts. Transferred every dollar to protected assets. Removed Darren from every authorization. Filed to challenge the deed. She knew someone at the courthouse. It would take time, but we'd get it back. And we updated my will. Not 1 cent to Darren. Everything would go to a foundation for women like me, survivors of financial abuse. Darren texted. "My card's not working. Can you check?" I didn't answer. Next day. "I can't access my business account. This is serious." Still nothing. A week later, he showed up. Loud. Angry. Celeste behind him in sweatpants, tired. "You cut me off," he barked. I didn't say a word. Just let him talk. When he finally stopped, I handed him an envelope. Inside, the new will. He flipped through. "You're leaving everything to strangers?" "No," I said, calm but clear. "To women who won't use me like a resource." Celeste looked away. "I thought you were okay with it," she whispered. I was never okay, I said. I was just quiet. There's a difference. They left. No slammed doors this time. Just silence. That night, I lit the candles I didn't get to light on my birthday. I ate the last piece of sweet potato pie from the freezer, turned on gospel radio, and danced, just in my socks. In the middle of the kitchen where I once cried over cold food. I didn't smile, didn't cry. I just stood tall. Because I finally belonged to myself again. A year passed. Quiet, but full. On my 76th birthday, I booked the small room at the community center. Ordered deviled eggs, fried chicken, lemon pound cake. Nothing fancy. Just enough to warm the soul. I wore a gold dress that caught the light just right. Not flashy, just joyful. Malik was the first to arrive. With sunflowers and Mahalia Jackson on a speaker. Then Diarra, sharp as ever. Then the women from the foundation. Some walked slowly. Some brought grandbabies. But they all came strong. We laughed. We ate. We shared. Then, a gentle knock. It was Imani. No makeup. No jewelry. Just jeans, a hoodie, and soft eyes. Grandma, she whispered. I didn't know. Daddy lied. I'm sorry. Can I stay? I looked at her. My heart tugged, but not the desperate kind. This time, it was clear. I handed her a plate. Go on, baby. Get yourself some cake before Diarra eats it all. She smiled. Just a small piece. I didn't hug her. Not yet. Some things have to be earned again. Later, Malik drove me home. The sun dipped low behind the rooftops. Was today better than last year? He asked. I looked out the window. Let the breeze kiss my cheek. Not better, I said. But it's mine.